When Herb King stood beside Stanley's wharf more than a century ago, he photographed a busy working waterfront. A small sailing vessel sat alongside the timber wharf. Warehouses lined the shoreline, and towering above it all was the Nut. 100 years later, I arrived in Stanley, hoping to recreate the same view. It had already been a long day. After photographing locations at Ulverston and Boat Harbour, I still had one more destination ahead of me. As I drew closer and caught my first glimpse of the Nut, I knew immediately I was in the right place. Even from a distance, it dominates the landscape exactly as it did in Herb King's photograph. Like many of Herb's photographs, the exact camera position has disappeared with time. But standing here in the late afternoon sunlight, I was able to get remarkably close to the original view.
Well, I found my way to Stanley. It's late afternoon and the sun is just catching the side of the Nut perfectly for me to take the photograph. I wasn't again able to get the exact location as was in the original photograph, but I'm pretty darn close to it. You can see there are a couple of the buildings. There's been some remodelling taken place to the hotel, the yellow building in the background. You'll notice in the original building it doesn't look anything at all like that. They've done some remodelling to it, but the little stone building in the front here pretty much well remains unchanged. So I've come out onto a little rocky outcrop. I've got water on either side of me. Just a moment ago a couple of guys were launching their little yachts and they've gone out for a sail. It is a really beautiful spot, but it is a very long way here.
The scene may look familiar, but a closer look reveals just how much has changed. In Herb's photograph, a small sailing vessel is tied alongside the wharf. It was a reminder that Stanley's waterfront was once a busy working port. Today, boats still occupy the harbour, but they're here to support local commercial and recreational fishing. By sheer coincidence, a small yacht was moored in almost exactly the same location occupied by the vessel in Herb's image. The buildings along the waterfront tell a similar story. The Bayview Hotel, originally known as the Shamrock Inn, has welcomed visitors to Stanley since the mid-1800s. Over the decades, it has been remodelled and altered, giving it a very different appearance from the building seen in Herb's photograph. Beside it stands the old Van Diemen's Land Company store. Built in 1843, this sturdy stone warehouse supported the vast agricultural operations of the Van Diemen's Land Company. Unlike the hotel, its appearance has changed very little over the last century. Yet, for all the changes along the waterfront, one feature remains exactly as Herb King saw it. Rising more than 140 metres above the harbour, the Nut continues to watch over Stanley, just as it has for thousands of years. The boats have changed, the buildings have evolved, but the Nut remains the constant thread connecting Stanley's past and present. Standing beside the old wharf on that windy afternoon, I found a place that was both familiar and different. But thanks to Herb King's photograph, we can still glimpse the Stanley he saw in 1919 and appreciate just how much and how little has changed.